Right. So, well, good afternoon. Everybody knows me. I'm Telma. So I'm going to present, in fact, my work has to do with engaging with students. So it's the part of the project I conducted in Rio de Janeiro. It's called Building Mathematical Resilience Using Emotional Self-Control Strategies and STEAM Approach. In fact, it is because 2 years earlier, I applied the toolkit with my students, and we had good results. And as I got in contact with the Brazilian program, I wanted to test it. So I got in touch with João. He supervised me in applying this program. So this is what happened in my school, because I did in 3 schools. And in the workshop, I brought the results from the 2 other schools, and Camila presented today one of the results. And now I'm going to present in my school. So my school is FAETEC. It's a technical school. So we had the proposal approved, and it was the focus was girls and women in the exact and earth science, engineering, and computing program. And we had to address this question of STEM approach. So I did a collaboration with another teacher, and we tried to introduce art and design in our STEM approach.
And we just ask everyone online if they can see your slides. We're not sure that that's coming through. Can you see
slides?
Colleagues?
Is anyone
just checking online to see if they can see your slides? Have we lost contact with the online people?
Jill says yes.
Yes.
Jill says yes.
Yes.
Good. Thank you, Jill.
Thank you. So the idea, so the program consists in the use of tools for emotional self-control and activities defined in the STEM proposal as a strategy for coping with math anxiety in high school students. So I applied the Brazilian program of the reduction of math anxiety developed by João. So we know that math anxiety has a multi-dimensional nature. So it's a set of unpleasant physiological reactions, problems with breathing, sweating, uncoordinated cognitive reactions, difficulty in memorizing content, the blank state, and behavioral reactions facing or involving maths and numbers, like the flight and freeze reaction, right? So as we have all these situations, various strategies have been used to improve the performance and learning in mathematics. These strategies aim to develop what's been called mathematical resilience. So resilience, I searched, and it comes from the Latin word resiliere, which means jump back or recoil. But it's in a different way. When we come back, that's what we aim for, to come back different, to come back equipped, especially in emotional control. And how do we trigger this emotional dimension? That's what we try to do using STEM and the emotional control. So it can be defined as the ability to persist in learning maths despite previous negative and frustrating experiences in trying to learn the subject. So we used a math scale developed by João in 2013, right, João? And it consists of a set of 25 items, whether they feel no, low, moderate, high, or extreme anxiety, to questions such as, a few days before math class, I feel When math teachers ask me questions about math, how do I feel, and so on. So, and also we used relaxation techniques that João has demonstrated to us during the workshop. So the diaphragmatic breathing, Jacobson progressive relaxation, and autogenous relaxation. We also used his program because in his program he has study habits. It's very important to introduce study habits in the disciplines because students don't know, we realize that they don't know how to study. They know that they have to learn, but they don't know how. So what is necessary to help with the learning? So how do we establish good habits to study? And that's what we did. So math study habits are strategies to help students to keep control of their math anxiety. So it involves, what are they? It involves going to study, establishing the day, the time, the amount of times per week. It has to do with selecting auxiliary resources like a book, a notebook, links, resources, and reading, talking, taking notes, resolving questions. So what we did in ETEAB, Adolf Bloch is the name of my school, we had 9 meetings. First, João developed a program of 18, if I'm not mistaken, right? Meetings, but it was too much for us. And then 10 weeks. 10 weeks. You reduced it to 10 weeks. And we applied it in 9 weeks. Of course, we had an adapted version of his program because I worked with a group. And his program is concentrated in the 4th level, I would say, because it's for extreme and high math answers. So we did emotional and self-control in the first week, and we did we measured the level of anxiety. We introduced the study habits. We had the feedback on study habits, and this part here was individualized. And we worked with emotion towards maths. So we introduced the color wheel and the emoji icons. And from the 5th and 6th meeting, we worked with the geek therapy, which means the students build characters with recycled materials, and they defined roles. They could be a hero, a villain, an anti-hero, with attributes. And the 7th meeting, we solved everyday situations, and then we put them to talk about their bad situations in maths with these characters. So how do they deal with these bad situations with the characters? And the 8th, we applied again the math AS scale, and we did 2 months later the follow-up. So this is the first, well, how do they express themselves by art? So here we see a girl with a sea of tears, and here all the colors, the dark colors and red and everything of pain. And here are 2 characters that the students define. Once a jumper had a light that was always illuminating her way. And Kiri Cat, they were balanced. One was wise, the other was very active and very proactive and resolved everything. So, and superhero therapy, it has been used to demonstrate, it has the ability to build rapport, create understanding and insight, and provide therapeutic interventions very similar to the traditional therapy models. So in the first phase, the person is ordinary and he answers a call to adventure and moves to a magical world beyond the normal world. The second phase, the hero, with the help of new powers, and other helpers faces the challenges. And in the third phase, the hero returns to the normal world and is able to use these new abilities to contribute to the environment. Okay, so we have these results in my school, so you can see that those who begin with extreme high math anxiety, they reduce it to moderate, and even those who maintained the high, they had lower scores of math anxiety. Also, I collected a lot of stories about them. Julio, for example, he said, I tried to think about the moment that everything passes. You have to think that that moment isn't forever. And he also said, one thing that helped me and that I'll carry forward, I can choose a career that involves maths, which isn't possible. At the moment, I'm not managing to put it into practice, but try to put the tips on study habits into practice. This I found very good. And Nisi, I think we found a space to talk about it. Maybe we still have anxiety, but we have found a place to vent about it. It's less stuck. Now we know if it exists, related to math anxiety, and that we are not isolated. And so these are the reference. Part of this work was published in a congress, a national congress, and we are now working on the full paper with all the experiment. And that's it. Any questions? Thank you.
Have a few minutes. So if
Yeah.
anyone has any questions.